morning, and it's another edition of Daybreak Africa on KAFTAN television. My name is Miracle Odunayo.
And my name is Aide. Welcome once again to Daybreak Africa from our studio in Ondo State, which happens to be the sunshine state of the nation. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's a beautiful morning as well. All right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, it's still Daybreak Africa, and yes, it's time to go straight into our discussions for today. I hope you're enjoying the reports. But today we'll be looking at a topic that is kind of very sensitive at this particular time within the country. If you looked at what I was talking about even before we came here, I was talking about the fact that Bashir Ahmad, who happens to be the ex-aide to former President Muhammad Buhari of blessed memory, came out recently to talk about the fact that many Nigerians actually abuse the federal government policies, especially the agro policies, which most notably happens to do with the Anchor Borrowers Program, ABP, which gave loans to farmers to ensure that there was food sufficiency within the country. And according to statistics, they claim that they gave over 1.09 trillion naira, which happens to be the loan that was given. But he went as far as possible to emphasize on the fact that they gave multiple billions to farmers. Some farmers got over 6 billion naira. And to support that particular policy, they also closed the borders, locked the borders to ensure that Nigerians that we are in the farm industry, we are able to, ensure that their food will be the ones that the Nigerians will eat, in the sense that we are looking at food sufficiency based on local sufficiency of foods. But then at the end of the day, most of the loans that was given into the hands of the wrong hands, who probably diverted the funds into borrow the change, some into the oil and gas sector and many other sectors within the country, and at the end of the day did not fulfill the purpose of that loan. And going further, he talked about the fact that even those that later on invested their loan in agriculture went ahead to hold the foods in order to ensure that they sold at huge prices to gain huge profits and cost what he termed as artificial scarcity, whereas in the actual sense there is no scarcity. But because of the fact that they were holding the food products, there was an artificial scarcity. So definitely, he said, even though he's not in support of the current import waivers the federal government the current government is currently proposing, he still feels that that is the vital solution and the most available solution to ensure that Nigerians can even feed at this particular time. Well, we're looking at this abuse by many of the stakeholders who benefited from these loans and these agro policies, and see if truthfully Bashir Ahmad was being truthful with this statement he made, or maybe he wasn't totally truthful, or maybe the federal government are still to be blamed. That is, the federal government of President Muhammad Buhari had to be blamed for the whole issues that transpired with this particular policy. To discuss with us today, we have a public affairs analyst with us, a political analyst as well. As a friend of the house, is also a techpreneur in the person of Samson. Fadele, welcome to the show.
Thank you for
welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's nice having you in the actual sense, especially to discuss this particular topic.
Okay.
And honestly, I was shocked when at the end of the day, Bashir Ahmad, who happens to be the ex-aide to late President Muhammad Buhari, came out to discuss this matter. I was responding to a particular tweet when by Wakil, a particular Wakil on Twitter, when he made this particular assertion, talking about the fact Wakil was actually castigating the federal government for this import waiver, which the federal government was introducing to ensure that there was food sufficiency in the country. We all lock borders at a particular time. Now they want to open the borders fully, let food come in. But then Bashir Ahmad made statements to support what the current government is doing, even though he's not totally in support of it. But in the short term, he feels that is a vital solution. Now let's go straight into this particular discussion. Okay. Now, here is the thing. Anchor Borrowers Program by the CBN.
Okay.
Over 1 trillion naira in loans to people who diverted the money into BDC. Now, let's start from this. Who do you think should be blamed in this particular whole situation at this particular time? Like the giver of the loan or the receiver of the loan who later diverted it into different funds?
Well, everybody involved should be blamed. That's from my perspective. The federal government should be blamed for not doing their due diligence before giving the money. Then those who received the money should be blamed for not being truthful. with whatever they did with the funds. Now, the job is the federal government's own to do proper evaluation of those the money will be going to, and even before giving the money, there should be a body to oversee the activities of whoever is getting the loan. That kind of loan is not meant for those that have intention to come into farming. No. That kind of loan is meant for expansion of those who are already in the business. So the problem started when they started to give the loans to those who showed interest without even owning a farm. So they came with that pretense of say, okay, give us, we'll put it into farming. Meanwhile, they had nothing to do with farming. No prior experience, nothing. And the government is not even making enough effort to confirm these people and how genuine they are before they give them the money. And that is why somebody will just collect the money and move on with Bureau de Change business. He had been in the Bureau de Change before he got the money. So the Bureau de Change idea did not just come when he got the money. He just saw something to expand the business, which is good to him. You get? Now, for those who diverted into oil and gas, they had been looking for opportunity for expansion. So that opportunity just presented itself. All they needed was to pretend like they were farmers. And so the federal government has the fault of not confirming the true identity of those ones. Those ones can be done by intelligence. See, information is available. You don't get it because you do not seek it. Now, the problem is, most of the loans, they gave them to their friends. They know that most of these people are not farmers in the first place. Yes, they were the ones who granted the loans.
Because some people shocked that
they granted the loans to their family and friends. How many farmers in the south, southwest, southeast, how many farmers in the south got those loans?
Do you even think that they should have given it to the union leaders? Because I know they have unions. Like
at least,
yes. What about that?
I will not agree that they give to union leaders.
So if they don't give them, how will they
have caucus too? Union leaders should only be part of the process.
At least to recognize, those to people, confirm those people.
You see, unions, the unions are known for antagonism in quotes. Like, they are always like that. You see, the useful part of union is when they are working against the policy. That's when they become very useful, because you get latest info from them sharp as it is. You see, if you are working in government, if you are working alongside with the union, there's a bit of corruption somewhere. Union will never be on the same page with power. They are always supposed to be like this, and that is when you have a balanced society. So that when government is dragging up, this drag down. When this one are dragging up too much, government drags down, and there's always a balance. You see, when you now have a corporation where government and union are on the same page, one of the problems that the educational sector of Nigeria has today is because government and union are always on the same page, even up to now. And that's the problem. Nobody is dragging anything with the government. I will not advise that they put union. The best way to use the union is to make union do verification.
Verification of
this
whoever.
This person we have considered him for loan. My brother, you cannot give him this loan. They will give you 1,001 reasons.
Why you shouldn't give him?
Why should you give him?
To give loan to wrong person will be difficult. They will tell you this. I have not seen him in agriculture before. This person is this in oil. He has owned a oil company in the in fact, it's almost 3 decades now. They will tell you, and that's the reason for union. But they didn't. How much of those things did they do? Majority of the people who got those loans were big men from the north. Yes, vast majority, up to 90%.
But you know, when it comes to vast agricultural production, actually, is more prevalent in the northern side.
The issue is, if you want to say, maybe crops,
cash crops.
Majority of the
Cash crops, even food crops, come from the north.
Food crops are majorly from the north. Cash crops are majorly from our side here. Agriculture is agriculture. Even if the cash crops, they are not contributing to daily consumption, they contribute to the GDP.
Because they are exported out.
Now,
and they are used for industries.
All around should be taken care of. You cannot focus on one region and expect result from all over. No. Now, if the diversification had been done, if they had given a kind of equal access to all the regions, the flop we have might not be this much.
But I think I know some Southerners who got the loans also. I know some few who got the loans.
Major flop in the north, the success from
the south
will kind of make up with. But look at it, the people who got from the south, count them, they are scanty.
They are not as much though. But
now,
most of them I know they didn't sell in the market.
Can we not just have something that gives, in terms of statistics, that gives equal, if not equal, according to the planning, because some regions are bigger than the other.
Sure.
So we cannot be asking for equal for each region, but at least something sufficient for each region. We should have data. There is Bureau of Statistics is there. These guys, they gather data almost every day. We should know what is going on in each region and find means to give sufficient amount to each region and put proper monitoring and expect good result. It is not everybody that gets that kind of money that will be successful, even if they put the money in the agriculture. I hope you know that. It is not 100% of the people that will get the loan that will be successful, even if they were truthful, if they put the money in agriculture. A lot of factors could be responsible for failure of one or two people, but out of 100 there should be at least 70% success rate. Now, the 70% success rate should be able to perform the function which was the original intention of the government for doing that program. What is the use of a program that you implemented and at the end of the day does not solve the problem it was intended to solve? It's just as if you have not done anything. And that is why we did not feel the impact of the loan. Because it was not successful at the end of the day. Meanwhile, the loan was not successful. They locked border. Food is not coming in.
No, that was supposed to be a backup strategy to ensure people buy locally.
That strategy is a very faulty strategy. Because the food you want people to buy is not even available already.
It should have been available
before you do that. You should have seen the success. In fact, the local food would have been flooding the market as alternative to the imported ones before we now say imported. Look at what we have with petroleum now. The Dangote petroleum is in the market. It is, in fact, it has more quality than the imported ones. Now, if the federal government is saying stop importation of oil now, we are at a state where we can afford to do that because oil is available,
refined and of top quality.
Now we can only have more of Dangote refinery now. Those people importing oil will never want to agree with federal government to stop. Meanwhile, those people, I don't know, most of them, they have issues. Because what they should be thinking of is diversification now. Most of them, they have cargoes that takes things out of this, take crude out, bring refined back, all these things. Sell the cargo, buy refinery. If you can't buy, build and compete. That's how we strengthen our own country. That's how we improve our GDP. That's how we improve economy. Imagine those people who are importing oil now. Imagine them, putting away their vessels, selling them and investing the money into local production of refined oil. It will create job. It will improve our GDP. Economy will boom. Everything will go well. Must we stand at the opposite side of good things?
I don't. Maybe that's
now. By now, federal government should be talking about stopping the importation of refined oil into this country now. We
so
have
that we give local producers more, because now if they lock it up, local producers already have at least, even though it's still monopolistic for now. It's
leave monopolistic. Whatever it is, competition will come.
Competition.
Yes. Insecurity is one of the reasons why people are afraid to put their money in this country. By the time the government is able to stabilize the security of this country, a lot of people will come. Leave Dangote, leave monopoly, forget monopoly. A lot of people will come. People that are stronger, wealthier than Dangote will come. They will put their money, and things will stabilize. So now, it was the fault of the then government to close border, and you have not seen the result
of the.
It doesn't make sense. They just plunged all of us into hunger. Yes, and we have been battling with that since
2015,
or
2016. Because I know the bag of rice skyrocketed
now,
immediately after that.
If you are making that kind of arrangement, you need to be very, very strategic about such an arrangement. Nigerians are beyond the people you will say, take money, go and do this. Who told you you will do it? This is Africa, for crying out loud. Human being is human being. Even outside Africa, they have corruption issues.
Strong one.
Yes. The corruption in all those foreign countries you see is far beyond what we do here in Africa. The only thing is we do not have system that accommodates covering up those things. They have sophisticated systems that can cover up their tracks. That's why you see them, they face Africa, and the next thing they will say is Africa is corrupt. Shut up. They are more corrupt than we are. We just do not have system to cover up. And thank God for that. And we need to use that to our advantage. There's no way you will mismanage things in this country. Sharp, people will not know. People know.
It's just the punishment.
There's no system to cover up. We have not built system to a level that corruption can be covered just anyhow. Because we are still a developing country. Now, in a developing country, if you are really particular about development, you need to be strategic. You need to be focused. You have to be very meticulous about things. You look into them deeply before you take steps. You don't just take steps because you have capacity to, because it will amount to waste of resources. Now, 1.9 trillion or so.
1.09 trillion of money gone. And
for according a decade now, right?
Yeah.
And we have not seen the results.
According to IMF was saying that just 24% as at 2023 returned. Though the federal government said no, over 54%. But we know that one is just...
It's ziggy. The issue is they are saying that to cover up for their family and friends. They gave those loans too. That's it. How will you give loan to somebody and later it will now turn to what is it called? What's this one they give without the intention of taking back? Grants. This thing is not grant, for God's sake. They removed this chunk of money from the economy,
and $1 trillion
invested
is huge money
into that same economy, expected to bring returns and improve the GDP of the country. Returns we no see, loan we no return, improvement nothing, product zero. Now, what's the essence?
You know, one of these things is, aside from the fact, I think not logically, I wasn't supposed to agree with someone like Bashir Ahmad, but I remember a very particular post I saw on Twitter. That was, I think, last year. The person in that post is a popular influencer on Twitter. He's an agricultural influencer on Twitter. I think that should be Ninja Farmer or someone on Twitter. So he always talks about stuff I remember that some years ago, he made a post during the period when these anchor borrowers, because Buhari did not only just give anchor borrowers loans to farmers, he also gave farmer money. There was farmer money too as well, aside from other incentives
for
that
small scale
for
farmers.
small scale farmers and all those kind of things. Then there was this particular time, it was telling farmers on his Twitter, that was this same Niger farmer, saying that they are getting into a corn season, that all farmers should please hold their corn for now till a time when the price will soon go up. And I was like,
What?
hold up a minute. This is a corn that is supposed to
Sponsored
feed
by federal government to
us,
feed the masses.
and you are telling farmers on
Oh.
a space like such that they should hold their maize for some period till the time when the price goes up. And this same person came later to still come and castigate the government on something. Now, which brings me to the question of the Nigerian attitude. Like Bashir Ahmed rightfully said, yes, we might not agree with him on multiple faces, but I think he said that thing to the face of many Nigerians, like, there is what they call an artificial scarcity, in the sense that food products are not scarce. Kemi Adeosun, the former Minister of Finance, made that same assertion that if you go to places like Benue and all that, you'll be matching good foods on the floor because of how productive those states are. But a lot of time, this scarcity are just artificial, in the sense that many of these people are hiding funds. Now, what's your comment on Nigerians' attitude to huge gains over small things? I think we are used to the crypto mentality
well,
of huge gains on small efforts.
Well, most of the time, you see, the huge gain problem is not with the farmers. You see, between the farmers and the consumers, there are people in between. You see that chain?
Middlemen.
That chain is crazy. You see, if you have access to farmers directly, you will know that majority of them do not even have what it takes to store some of their products for long.
True.
So most of them couldn't afford to put structures to hold food items. Most of the farmers, majority of the time as it's coming from the farm, is going directly to the market. Most of them, go and check, find out. Most of them are not even worried about, no. But you see, there are some people in between the line. They are Nigerians too. Their major business is to collect from this and do whatever they can in between to make ×3 of the gain at the other end. That's what they do. And until probably there are policies to counter the effect of the business they do, things will not change. There are a lot of challenges to farmers. People who could have probably taken their product directly to the market and sell to consumers, cutting off those people, but where is the road?
Very true.
Where is the road? What capacity do they even have? Roads to where foods are grown in large quantity, roads are bad, my brother.
Extremely terrible.
I'm telling you.
I think that was the Benue situation
Try
Kemi was
Road.
talking about.
Try Laje Road.
Laje Obokeko. Obokeko Bagbe.
You will understand
Fagbo.
those people. So now, it now became business for some people. Say, farmer, don't worry, you'll just bring it out from the farm. Stay in your villages, we will
Come and take it out.
Those ones, although what they spend
Too is very huge.
to go to those places and bring out those things, it's crazy. So they have to make their profits too.
But there's a point where profit gets to.
No, there's a point where they feel like if it's not up to this, then the effort that I am putting into bringing it has not been paid for. It takes a lot of effort. So as much as government is trying to help the farmer, one of the help to do is to create motorable roads for them too. I think it's major help that they need.
Rather than the borrowers program.
Yes, because when you now give money and mechanization and everything to a farmer, and he had done all the stress and everything, he had grown everything, and in transit now, goods now perish. after harvesting, and you are trying to bring to town, and trailer is stuck in the mud and it's there for 5 days, and tomato is rotting. How do you want to handle that? So some of these middlemen that we're talking about, they go to those farms. Majority of the goods they bought with good money is rotting before they get to town. So the leftover goods one, they have to overspike the price to make up for the spoiled ones. So it's not their fault 100%. So there's a lot in between that chain to be considered. So we cannot just say this, that. If government really wants to lock border and stop us from importing food, do you know the road from border to market is better than the road from farm to market? I'm telling you. So I think we should be looking to the root of the problems. As much as we are giving money to farmers, give them good roads. Supply electricity. If you cannot take national grid down to their place, give them solar
that they can make use of to make it more.
Do so many things.
But we'll look at this. Let's quickly take Go Start. After Go Start, we'll come back to this discussion. So please stay with us. We'll be right back after Go Start. Welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, it's still Daybreak Africa, and yes, it's time to return back to our discussions. I hope you're enjoying Go Start. Please, I advise you, do something with what you've learned from Go Start. It's very, very impossible. Very, very important, actually, not impossible. Mind my little goof. But then it's time to return to our discussions. We're discussing about the abuse of the agro policies by some of the benefactors and beneficiaries, actually. And yes, we've been talking with Samson, Fadele, and yeah, we've touched a whole lot about the whole issues around the Anchor Boras program. We've talked a bit about the border closure, even though I sometimes feel, because according to Bashir Ahmad said the president had good intentions towards the border closures, and it brings me to major government policies. Most of the policies of government we have, you will discover that many of we have multiple policies of government now, not just Buhari of late of blessed memory, even President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Goodluck Jonathan, Yar'Adua, Obasanjo, and the likes, who had been presidents in Nigeria all the time. We've seen even in the military era when they did Operation Feed the Nation, Olusegun Obasanjo and Kwame, many of these projects, good intentions, but the place of implementation is always very terrible. Now, what's your take on these issues that has to do with policies and its implementation?
You need systems to be able to actualize the intention of your policies. So what we lack in Africa is building systems. You can't just operate policies on, you see, in those foreign countries, they have successfully built systems that can put everybody under check. You cannot lie. You cannot you cannot pretend to be what you are not, to siphon anything from. Look at the problem this guy tried to analyze now. It was not that government didn't try. They just gave money to the wrong people. If there are systems that monitors everybody, even from birth, we know you. So it does not matter the proposal you are submitting to us. We know who you are.
We know what you can do.
Yes, you were born into Burundi chain business. When did you become farmers? Now, all these things, we need system. We need accountability. We need systems that can put everything in shape before we can now be talking of proper implementation of policies. Such that you yourself, you know that you cannot lie about something, so you will not even bother to try.
So speaking about system now, so they are planning on reopening the border. Do you feel like it's the right thing to do with the way things are going currently in the economy? Do you think they should open the border?
Do we have other choices now? Okay. Because what we hope should give that permanent solution is flopped already. Now, except we want to kill everybody first. Now, who they arrive the structure policy? Maybe first chop first. Then we can go back to drawing board, because we cannot hold the whole nation to ransom because one policy failed. We have to keep moving as a nation. You see, as much as you try to fix issue, you provide. If you are into construction business, If you are blocking a major road for maybe maintenance or maybe reconstruction, you create another route for easy passage of people and vehicles. That's exactly what the federal government is trying to do. Why they go back to drawing board to now see how to draw self-sufficiency in terms of food production in Nigeria? Maybe they open borders more first. When food comes in, they will get a lot of people, a lot of noise away from their back first. You see, once people have enough to eat first, in whatever you want to do with policy, they really do not care at first. Now, the only fear I have is if the federal government
opens the border.
You know, there are people who are primary benefactors of those things. People that will do anything to make sure that the closing of that border is never possible again. Because that's where their life is. Just like I was mentioning about importing foreign fuel now. Some people, that's all they have done all through their life. The federal government is saying because we have refinery now closed, you will be shutting down. In fact, some people will go bankrupt.
Jobless.
Now, these people, government cannot look away from them as well. If you have been in that atmosphere before, government needs to put them together and say, okay, since we are doing this and we are very much aware that it's going to affect you, what do we do? Maybe give them license to have their own refinery or something, so that while we are closing the something, they are setting up other things to keep them afloat. Good. So now, same set of people will arise if border is. Meanwhile, that thing affected some people when Buhari closed it. They didn't do well. Some people have not recovered till now.
They've not recovered till date.
Trailers of chicken and turkey
locked up at the border.
They begged, they cried. Say even after this last one, they will not bring that. They did not. Some people lost millions of naira until now they are still in debt, which is very wrong. Because it looks like a target, like you are targeting those set of people because of policy. Things should be done accordingly. As at that time, they were expected to call those people, have a proper meeting with them, explain your intention to them, explain the time we are giving you the 21st of so month. The last one you carry is the last one. Anything after the last one is illegal. And give them notice. You wouldn't do things like that.
But we know Nigeria, even if you give notice. I remember when they were talking about the NIN registration, link-ups and all those kind of things.
In fact, you will be bold to say, I gave you notice. You will put the notice in the public place, such that when they are complaining, people will say, Sebi, they tell you. That's it. Just waking up one day and say, close it, is barbaric. Those were the mistakes the Buhari administration made. And that was why when they announced Buhari's death, a lot of people had a lot of issues. Because a lot of people carry a lot of bitterness. They lost businesses, they lost money, they lost livelihood because of some policies. It's not supposed to be. This is a country where we need to begin to handle issues like civilized people. We are not in the 80s anymore. This is not military era. You cannot just wake up one day and stop wanting somehow. It doesn't make sense. So this should be done properly. The more reason why he failed was because things were not done properly. It was not because he doesn't have good intention. He has good intention, but intention is not enough. You cannot convince me with intention if you do not put action behind your intention. If the action behind the intention is not sufficient enough, your intention is nothing. That was the problem the last administration had. This administration is almost having the same thing. If the subsidy is bad, fine. You just wake up, you remove it without proper preparation. All of us are in this mess already. A lot of people cannot carry car to work again. They take bike. Even the bikes, they have to trek half, bike half. So that
everything we balance.
It's being creative in the actual sense. It's being creative in that
the issue is, we need to address issues well. Although Nigeria is a very complex state.
Yeah, complex. That is the complexity.
Jonathan in
It's the
2012.
complexity that I have
Jonathan in
problem with.
2012. He tried to play the let me explain to you game. This same set of people.
They were the ones that said
frustrated
no.
Islam.
Yeah.
Because he was trying, Jonathan was trying to handle issue like a civilized person, saying, okay, let us now decide and say, okay, if we remove this, how is it going to affect us? He was ready for all those analysis. But people don't even want to hear, Baba, we don't want to hear you. And that's another issue. But there is always a way around it. You see, things with deadline in this country, it has a way of handling them because Nigerians don't understand deadline. The only deadline Nigerians understand is low battery. Yes. 2 seconds, this thing is going to die. Oh, that's when
We
they
all
start
begin to look
run
up and down.
for charger.
Nigeria last minute people.
Yes.
Last minute is in the last
So
minute.
we have African time.
Yes. If you are the type that says this, Nigerians are crazy. But as much as Tinubu will wake up one day and say this, and he will just do it like that, well, it's commendable at some point, but at some point it's crazy. Yes, because it's not everybody. We are not on the same pedestal. Some are the first class, some middle class, some semi-middle, some no class at all.
I don't even know if they are still,
I don't think
they
there
are
is
still
any
middle
class
class
now.
right
Is
now.
that upper or
and
lower?
class.
You see, some people are still the semi-upper. It's not so much upper, but
At least
averagely upper.
they are moving through the
Upper,
rivers.
upper,
in the
lower.
Africa.
Now,
But then I wanted to look at this thing because we talked about the import waivers as a short-term solution.
we need to do it.
We need to do it.
Yes.
But as a long-term solution on the next time,
Yes.
because definitely we all still need food sufficiency that is locally
Locally
inspired,
yes.
locally controlled.
Yes.
Because we can't control anything that comes from the outside. Recently, I saw the arguments about GMOs and all that on social media, which even I don't just put. I never wanted to involve myself.
No,
Though I
put
might generate a discussion for it on
Okay.
another day with a dietitian.
Okay.
But then let's look at it as in a long time. What do you think we can do to ensure better implementation of agricultural policies
You
that
see,
will actually work fine?
the issue is, as it is, policy is not the first. Like I said, system is the first.
Before policies.
I can tell you very well that in this country, government does not have proper documentation of list of farmers, like registered farmers
In this country.
in this country. So even if they want to make policy, they don't know to whom the policy is going to be made. Farmer is farmer. Everybody can pretend to be farmer. I can wear rag to your office and put O and say I am a farmer. Now there should be system. I keep saying it. Proper documentation that will show us pay from birth. Come on, be a sinu farmer yeni. You are a born farmer. You had over the time had experience in farming. You have pedigree. We have to see what you have done.
Over time.
What impact have you taken in feeding this nation as a farmer? What effort are you making to enlarge? How can we support the effort? That's
least
what
as
the
trans
government
business.
should do now. It's not like you just wake up and say money, oh yeah, farmer will come and take money. How are we sure you are a farmer? So it has to be taken to the grassroots.
And anything money will generate a lot of people at the same time.
People will come. Traffic. If you want traffic in this country, talk money. Yes, people will gravitate towards you.
Like the
Bad, bad.
giveaways on Instagram and
Now,
Twitter and all that.
They need, see, these things, they need to be done to the local government level. You cannot just sit in Abuja and tell farmers to come and take billions. Anybody will come. You need people who are known. If it takes coming to the society to show, we say farmer Lenny, is this person a farmer? When people now say, he's farmer, or we know his father, or if his grandfather self was a farmer, before we will know what to decide with you.
But I think that the union leader should come in that aspect.
Union leaders have now politician. You see one thing you don't understand in this country. I told you that union and government, they are supposed to be like this, Abi. Most of the union in this country presently and government, they are like this. You will see association of farmers campaigning for governor.
We saw it all through the elections.
Your mandate is your stand. And that person you expect them to forget. You know they work.
Oh my God.
Now, proper documentation. Where do you want farmers to register? If you don't have up to so amount acres of land, you are not qualified for this registration first. If you have not been producing so crop for so time, don't come. If it is only 10 people that
we can
qualified
that
for
line.
that, fine. Now 10 people will take us to your farm, your staff. You cannot put a poultry within 24 hours and bring us to inspect and we will not know. You get? You cannot take us to a land you have not cultivated for since when? And we will not know. If you are doing it, we will know. If you are not doing it, we will know. Now, if it is only 2 people, it has to be a rigorous process, such that the last set of people that we escape through are the original people we are looking for. Now, when we now have the original people, these are the people we will now take in for reorientation first. Because when you see money, you mad. We need to sit you down and now teach you first before we now put you into the money. Now, the money might not necessarily come to you as money, as liquid cash.
True.
It can give you mechanization, give you improved seeds for planting, give you professional.
So that means you're saying that many of the times, many of the empowerment the government gives should be more of not in cash
Not
involved.
always.
Yes, now when
money.
we give you tractors, they want to sell it and put in Bureau de change. No, now. No, now.
Very
The
true.
reason why they put that money in Bureau de change is because they give them cash. Now, the tractor we are bringing, if I might be useful for more than a farm.
Yeah, it can be used for multiple farms at the same time.
Yes, but they have to go through this rigorous. Do you know where farmers are? Original farmers. They are in the bush. They are not in Maitama in Abuja. You will see those farmers that took the Buhari money, they live in Abuja. Those are the kind of farmers they gave money to. Why will they not do Bureau de change? Original farmers, they are in Lageye. Some of them are in the bushes. That's where farmers live. Yes, go to all those villages in Benin. Go to Benue. Go to Taraba, Nasarawa. Go to Nanja. In all those bushes. In Adamawa.
Far into the bush.
Yes, that's where original
Open
farmers.
fields.
That's where all this carrot, everything you eat, that's where it comes from. Carrot is not coming from Abuja. But the farmers that are getting loans, they are staying in Abuja. That's where the problem is. That's where they are using farmer money to do Bureau de change. That's the problem. So the process should be rigorous. The system should be very, very critical, such that, in fact, if you have the intention to really pretend, by the time you get to half of the, you will see that it's not even worth it.
You have to leave it.
Yeah, I'm not cooking farmer before. Don't worry, keep your money. I'll just day by day. Only those who are interested, who are passionate about that thing, only those of them will be able to endure through. And these are the people that will now be qualified for mentoring, for sponsorship, for, in fact, if it means taking those people out
To see
to
new
Thailand,
technologies.
to see things, improve their level of imagination, let them be able to see things big beyond what they have. Then when they are coming, come with a lot of mechanization with them and see if something will not improve.
Hopefully the bigger
The
they
people
see,
they gave the money to, how many of them were taken outside this country for further training on food production?
They took themselves out of the country, maybe, probably for multiple productions. You don't expect,
That's why a lot of things fail in this country. We do them on paper.
and not really on the field.
So majority of what they did, they just had intention, but they didn't eventually do it. They didn't. They gave the money to their fellow. Yes, some of them who helped them win election in 2015, 2019. Those were the people they gave. It was that money was compensation. Yes,
To them.
to some people. So you said don't try. Oh yeah, we're supposed to give you. Don't worry, we'll put it under the loan. And that was what they, sincerely, that's it. Because if they really mean business, Baba, it go rigorous, such that those that we scale through will be the actual people we need. Private organizations, when they need proper people for job, they know the processes they put people through. At the end of the day,
especially banks,
they
when
are
they collect
always
loans from
ending
bank.
up with the best.
Of the best.
They are
Banks won't even
always
give you a loan like
ending
that.
up with the best, and it does not matter how best you are, they will still take you through training
But here is my problem.
before they integrate you into their business.
Here is my major problem. This loan disbursement actually it passed through the Central Bank of Nigeria, which happens to be the apex bank of the country.
Okay.
And we know vividly well that even if you want to go to a bank, a local bank, for loans, the process they pass through, the C, the 5 C's, many of those things and all that, how rigorous it is, even down to the fact that you're going to drop collaterals. The bank will check the collaterals, check everything before they even give you such amount of loans. And after they give you the loans, they will still be the one to monitor, because you know that many of these
monitor is their money.
now imagine it that the apex, which is supposed to be the regulator of all these banks, gave such amount of loans at the
Without
rate of
collateral, without
1.09
anything.
trillion. And
That
still,
was even to help if the interest rate is low. But how do you hold these people accountable if they did not pay? You see why commercial banks will do it like that? It's because it's private business. That one is government money, it's national cake. I told you that money was spent to compensate people. Don't tell me they gave loans. They didn't. If you are giving loans, they will go through a rigorous process. They will take collateral. In fact, that your farm we are putting the money will be the collateral. Now, no collateral, nothing. How do we owe them account? How many people will refund?
The money.
they said they are waiting. EFCC is already interviewing some
Intervene for
We
where?
are waiting.
without
For
any
where?
proper punishment.
That's
Should
the
be
issue.
rolling by
Now, all these things, they make me feel like Nigeria is not ready for the real improvement. Sincerely. And it saddens my heart. When are we going to grow to that level? When? We cannot keep crawling every time. You know that thing was supposed to be a milestone. By now, a decade after, we should be celebrating 10 years of food sufficiency in Nigeria.
Yeah.
By now.
Due to that singular
Now
moment.
we have to go back to 2015 now. We are starting all over again. Because
not even
2015 was the start. That one crashed. 2025 is another 2015. We are going to start another one now. Maybe by 2035.
Another move will come into play.
So all these things, do you know if Operation Feed the Nations in that time had worked and we had recycled that working process, we will not need the one in 2015.
Definitely.
The 2015 one, if it had worked, you know Tinubu will not be in this mess. Now the Tinubu one is coming now.
Because of the import waivers.
The Tinubu one will come. If Tinubu open border, go and write it down. I'm saying it here now. If you open this border, we are not closing the border until the end of this administration. Yes. When the new administration comes, as long as people don't have problem with food, it might not even have reason to touch border. Say they have food, leave border.
Maybe we'll just touch it for security reasons.
Let's focus on other things.
Ah.
Now, the problem with the border is how active will agencies like NAFDAC, NDLEA be to ensure that even whatever is coming to this country
It's safe enough for the
is
people.
safe for consumption. That's another problem, because it's not just about opening the border. These people, they have to be at the entrance.
To
We
ensure.
allow you to bring food. We are not taking import duties. We are not taking anything. But if this food does not pass this test, it's going nowhere. Subject to test. Do we have that?
Which is the truth actually. Let's leave it at that
So
first for now.
when I was talking about system, you thought I was joking.
Systems first.
You will not bring anything into the United States.
They have a test board. They will check it.
Anywhere, seaport, airport, whatever, they have a working system. They have a working system. They will take presumptive tests, they will take confirmatory tests to ensure
That those things are okay.
you will not. I'm not saying they don't have smuggling issues. They do. It doesn't matter how big or how perfect the system is, it will have one
bit
or
of
two,
smuggling, yeah,
but to a very large extent, they are able to control a lot of things. When are we getting there? It's not just about rolling out policies. It's about building a long-lasting system such that when the new government is coming, it's not returning back to the beginning. It's starting just from where the other person is dropping the baton. The reason why there's no development is because we always have reason to go back. There's always reason to go back. Now we are back at 2015.
It's well. Samson, let's drop it at this particular spot. Actually, I think it's something that let's leave that as a rhetoric. Actually, now we are back to 2015,
Sincerely.
where import waivers are going to be given again to importations. At the end of the day, we'll be having more imported foods within the country. Well, it's well. Let's take sports. After sport, we'll come back again to, just take our conclusions on Daybreak Africa. But in the meantime, before we take sport, thanks so much, Samson, once again for being a part of this discussion. We really appreciate this discussion with you. So, over to sports. Welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, it's still Daybreak Africa. And yes, I hope you enjoyed sport. But then it's time to actually call it a day on Daybreak Africa today. Oh, beautiful discussion with Samson in the actual sense. And he brought to light some of the things that we didn't quickly see when we were discussing this thing in the introduction to the whole topic and all those kind of things. Like the assertions that they did not even do a check on who they gave loans to.
Exactly.
Which is sad. The process of implementation from the government. I do tell people, if you have a problem, before you apportion blame, speak your own first.
What's your own blame in the whole matter?
What's your own fault in the whole matter? So as a government, you had good intentions, but you had poor implementation. You did not check those
you are giving the loan to.
And they were able to manipulate it to a point that they collected the loans. They didn't even manipulate you. I think the statement he made that allegedly they gave the loans to their friends, people that they knew, that the real farmers are actually in the bush, to them living in Abuja, and gave them huge loans. Bashir even said he gave some 6 billion naira worth of loans. 6 billion naira worth of loans. And at the end of the day, with the 6 billion naira,
and with the border closed, just to make it work,
just to make it better for them. And then he talks about the fact that nothing to show for it in the actual sense, because what can we say there is to show for it in this country right now? The food inflation we are experiencing is high, extremely high, to a point that the federal government is now forced to now look at the fact that we need to give import waivers to ensure that people bring in food into the country. Now, do you know what that means? That means the fact that the federal government is even begging people through import waivers to bring in food into Nigeria so that there will be food sufficiency within the country. Whereas a government had given money in forms of loans to farmers to farm. But then, because of poor implementation, look at what we have now today. Today, you buy a bag of rice that used to be maybe 10,000, 7,000. As at 2014, 2013.
6,000,
7,000. Today we are buying a bag of rice for close to 74,000, 70,000.
Look at the difference.
Then these people, definitely, all the time that Emefiele was shouting at Aboki FX for disturbing the forex market, then definitely even the people you gave loans to were part of those that even wrecked our forex in the initials, because you did not properly implement. And look at it, the CBN were the ones in charge of this particular move. So you don't blame them. They saw the lapses in your system and they took advantage. At least it's a loan they collected which they needed to repay back. Everybody will do what can pay them to repay the loan back. So if they took the money for bureau de change, it's understandable. It's your loan money you want to collect back. But then the purpose of it has been defeated. So now we are going back to it. And just like Bashir Ahmad, I'm sad, even though I don't like the fact that an import waiver is going to come. But what do we do? So and to the local farmers who got the loans and still decided to hold, now your competitor is back into the country. And Nigerians, when you bring foreign food and you bring local food,
they will choose the foreign.
They will choose the foreign.
Even aside food, clothes, anything at all.
They will pick the foreign above the local because it's just the way all of us are. If Nigerians that complain that the federal government is accessing hospitals abroad and all those kind of things, if I go to a church today or a mosque and pray for somebody that you too, anytime you will have access to the United States, they will all say amen in the actual sense. That shows that they are just angry at the person that has an opportunity that they don't yet have access to. So to a very large extent, we are back to square one. Thank you very much. Niger farmers and the like, hoard your maize. Now your competitors are coming with the maize. And you know the good part of it, nobody should cry this period that the federal government did not do anything for them. It's just like what Jesus said in the scripture, where he said, John the Baptist, the forerunner, was too strict. He was just shouting and castigating from the wilderness. Now the Son of Man have come. They are saying that he's also a drunkard. So you now cry, you go cry. At the end of the day, the deed is done. So, well, good luck to all of us at the end of the day. Food will be cheap as time goes by, but
We hope so.
at what cost? Well, till we meet tomorrow on Daybreak Africa discussing other topics. My name will still remain on Joshua Aide.
And my name is Miracle Odunayo. Bye.
Bye, guys.